All right, guys, welcome to this video. This is gonna be a very exciting one. People ask me all the time, Kevin, what should I do? What should I focus on? So this is going to be the culmination and summary of how I became a millionaire and a multi-millionaire before the age of 30. And then I'm gonna give you an exact blueprint that you can use yourself, that you know works, and that you know you should be focusing on. If you're feeling overwhelmed with all these different options, this is the video for you. For the first time ever, I'm gonna be breaking down step by step how to become a millionaire. Before we start into that, guys, really quick, the obligatory proof, because I know there's a lot of fake stuff here on the internet. Something that you cannot fake is this award right here, which represents 8 figures in money earned online. $10 million in the past 18 months, and we're making a very significant amount of money every single month completely on autopilot. I'm gonna be talking about how we did that, how I went from a dead-end accountant, hating my life, trapped in a cubicle, not happy or satisfied. Literally, I was depressed and anxious, and how we transitioned into buying my dream house on the beach, my dream car, and creating my dream life in 18 months, all within this video. But before we do that, there's a couple very important points that you need to understand. First and foremost, I'm not showing you this award to try to brag or say that I'm special or anything like that. Literally, it's the opposite, because I'm not special. There's nothing special about me. I'm not smarter than anyone else. I'm not some genius or innovator. I'm not going out and creating the next Tesla or SpaceX or anything like that. All I did was reverse engineer success, which is what we're gonna talk about in this video. If you learn how to reverse engineer success correctly and then stay consistent and accountable to yourself implementing that, which is what we're gonna talk about in this video, anyone, anywhere, wherever you are, whatever your situation is, wherever you are in life, if you're trapped in a 9-to-5 job you hate, if you're 17 years old and you're just trying to figure out what to do with your life, if you're in college, right? If you're 60 years old, it doesn't matter where you are. At any time, you can make the conscious choice to actually pursue the life of your dreams. And that's what this video is going to be dedicated to. And I'm not special. If I can do it, if a dead-end accountant from a small town in Oregon can do it, then you can do it too. The second incredibly important thing to understand is that not all business models are created equally. Think about it like this. Both U-Haul and Facebook are both businesses. They're both companies. They both make profit. They're very different businesses. They have a very different level of scale. They have a very different profit margin, right? One of those businesses has a lot of vehicles and expenses and employees and depreciation, and one of those businesses has basically entirely profit and reaches a massive scale and has a market capitalization of 10 times 50 times more than U-Haul, because those business models are not created equally. So you have to understand that there's all these different ways to make money out there. There's Amazon, there's Shopify, there's SMMA, there's real estate, there's crypto, there's YouTube, there's all these different ways, right? So how do you actually sort through all of that and figure out a step-by-step blueprint to actually follow yourself to become a millionaire? That is the point of this video, and let's get right into it. A little over 2 years ago, I started making money online, and my life has completely changed since that point. When I first started, it was like most people. I typed literally into Google, sitting on my computer at my 9-to-5 job as an accountant. I typed into Google how to make money online. I typed into YouTube how to make money online, and I watched all the videos that were available at that time on affiliate marketing, on Amazon, on Shopify, on e-commerce, on dropshipping, on all the different same strategies that people are talking about today. And I researched all of them. And then I had a moment of reflection and thought to myself, which of these business models has the most potential for scale? Which of these business models allows you to make the most money and scale the fastest with the least number of employees and with the most potential to create a large business in a short amount of time, right? Because anyone, anywhere, if you had infinite money and you lived forever, could become a billionaire in real estate, right? You would just buy real estate and you'd live longer and you'd have infinite money. But the problem is, most of us in the world don't have forever, right? We only have our lifetime, and life is short and beautiful, right? And the second problem is, not all of us, or basically none of us, have infinite money. And so there's all these different implications of how to choose the correct business for you. And so when I first got started, I myself bought a lot of things on Amazon. And so I thought to myself, if I buy all this stuff on Amazon, so do all my friends. That probably means most other people do too. And so I went all all in on Amazon FBA. And long story short, within my first week, I was making $1,000 revenue per day. And so I was thinking to myself, right, we're doing pretty well, but I'm splitting this money, right? We're only making 40% profit. And Amazon is an amazing business model, right, to get started with. I loved Amazon. It completely changed my life. But what I was thinking to myself is, how are these people like Tony Robbins, right, Dean Graziosi, Grant Cardone, what are they doing with their lives? How are they affording these exotic cars? How are they, living this lifestyle? And I thought to myself, they're talking about all these different strategies. They're talking about, how to make money with real estate. They're talking about how to make money, personal development, all these different things. But what are they actually doing, right? And that was kind of the light bulb moment in my life when I changed forever, because I started to do what I call reverse engineering success. And I realized that, these people are helping thousands of people, but really what they're doing with their time is not necessarily real estate investing, but rather teaching real estate investing, right? And so what they did was they proved the concept, they got proof of concept, being successful with real estate investing or personal development, and then instead they transition to actually teach that, because they're very different business models. And let me explain something that's very important. For me, once I was actually making enough money to basically do whatever I wanted, which is kind of the first step of being an entrepreneur, what I realized was my passion wasn't selling random products on Amazon. It wasn't selling random products on Shopify. It wasn't doing Facebook ads. My passion was teaching people. Ever since I was a little kid, I always wanted to teach people. I always wanted to be a professor. But the problem with being a professor was you pretty much got a cap, a hard cap at how much money you could earn, right? Even the top professors only make, low six figures every single year. And so if you wanted to be a professor, you basically had to, create a business on the side or do something like that. And so what I was thinking to myself was, how can I teach people? How can I pursue my passion and also make the amount of money that I wanted, right? If you're watching this video, money is probably important to you too, but it's naive to pretend that we don't need to consider money. It impacts us all, and financial freedom is one of the keys, in my opinion, to being happy. No, money does not buy happiness, but yes, it does buy experience, and it does buy freedom, and it does buy not being stressed out about paying bills. And so money does have an implication on your happiness, and in my opinion, it's naive to assume anything else. And so basically what I learned by reverse engineering success was these people really took the amount of money that they were earning to the next level when they started teaching. And so what I started to focus on, instead of continuing to build my Amazon and e-commerce empires, was instead adding value and teaching people, and then eventually transitioning into what, in my opinion, is the most profitable possible business model, which is the same business model that Dean Graziosi, Grant Cardone, and Tony Robbins use. What people don't realize is there's a hidden $355 million per day industry out there, which is what I call the knowledge economy, right? Every single day, people are spending $355 million per day on information products. And with the advancement of the internet, right, people are going to college less and less, and instead turning to the internet to learn oftentimes much cheaper and more up-to-date information than going to college and learning from some, old antiquated textbook. And so what I realized is this: the most profitable, most passive business model that I've ever found, and that I reverse engineered from people that I looked up to and people who were successful years before I even started in this industry, was creating a personal brand and building a digital course, turning what you know into dough. And so the 3-step blueprint of how I became a millionaire and how I would recommend you to follow in my footsteps. Step number 1, learn a high income skill. And what I mean by that is learn something that people find valuable. If you learn something that people find valuable, people will be willing to pay for it. And in digital courses, there's 3 silos. There's 3 categories that people are always willing to pay for. 3 things that all humans are always going to be interested in, which is health, wealth, and relationships. Everyone wants to be healthier, get in shape. Everyone wants to improve their relationships with their parents, with their wife, with their husband, and everyone wants to make more money, or at least make enough money to be financially free and be able to enjoy their life. And so I chose wealth. The one that I wanted to learn was wealth, and how I started was Amazon, and then I built a Shopify business, and then I built a Facebook ads company, and I decided to actually create courses teaching people how I had proven those concepts and how I was actually able to create a steady form of income income, via e-commerce and with Facebook ads. And if you're thinking to yourself, Kevin, that sounds great, but I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert at Amazon. I'm not an expert at Shopify. I'm not an expert at Facebook ads. Well, the beautiful thing is I wasn't either when I started. No one starts an expert. You just have to get started. Tony Robbins doesn't have any psychiatric degrees. He's not a, credentialed psychiatrist. He just cares more. He researched deeper and he became an expert by being passionate about his craft. And that's exactly what I did. And that's exactly what I would recommend to you. So if you're interested in something like making money online or relationships or getting healthy, getting into shape, then just care more. Look around, find the blogs, find the YouTube videos, learn about these things, and then start to create content for yourself and build a following, literally just releasing content, releasing value for free at first, right? You don't have to go out there and say you're some expert because you're not at first, right? You're just trying to learn and you're telling people and you're helping people, to learn the things that you've researched yourself. And what you'll find is other people find that extremely valuable. And as you start to build a larger and larger social media following, whenever you do decide to actually monetize that with a digital course, it becomes so much easier because when you have a following of people, I've never found another business model in my life where you can click a button and watch $100,000 stream magically into your bank account. It just doesn't exist, right? But when you have a personal brand and when you sell a digital product that never sells out, right? You never run out of inventory with a digital product, then what you can do is insane. Everything in the world, all of the world's information is at your fingertips with the internet. So if you're not an expert yet, go out and learn and be passionate and care more and become an expert. So step number 1 is learn a high income skill. Step number 2 is adding value, guys. Today in the knowledge economy, there's so many people out there trying to build personal brands, right? Just like any other business model, there's competition. And I like to think about the internet as Times Square, right? People are constantly getting bombarded with advertisements, and the person who gives value for free is always going to win out to the person who tries to charge for everything up front. So build a following and create free content, valuable content on the platforms that matter, right? The number 1 thing you should focus on is what you're watching right now, which is YouTube. The number 2 thing that you should focus on is building a Facebook group of people who are interested in your topic, which we talk about in detail how to do that later on. And number 3, guys, is build out your Instagram. Those are the 3 platforms that you should be focusing on. First and foremost, YouTube. 80% of your time should be spent on YouTube, 15% of your time should be spent on your Facebook group, and 5% of your time should be spent on building out your Instagram. And if you do just those things relentlessly, you will be able to build your personal brand faster than you might think. And step number 3, guys, is figure out how to use paid traffic. There's no easier, better way to scale your business in the world than with paid traffic. When you put $1 into Facebook ads, Google ads, YouTube ads, and you get $2 out from your digital course. Literally, that's how we've built our business to 8 figures and beyond, just leveraging the organic power of YouTube and then retargeting and actually pursuing people via cold traffic on the major ad platforms. Ignore everything else at first and just focus on Facebook ads. And then once you have a business that's being successful, then transition into YouTube ads. And with just Facebook ads and YouTube ads, you can build an 8-figure or beyond business if you follow the blueprint that we're about to talk about in just a few seconds. And so the number 1 thing that I've learned throughout all of this, and I know it sounds cliche and I know you've probably heard it 100 times, but the reason that I was successful was because I didn't give up, right? Because I was just consistently relentless. The people who are successful on YouTube are the ones who never give up. Mr. Beast, one of the most successful YouTubers in the world right now, getting 10 million views in a day on his YouTube videos, made videos no one watched for 7 years before he became successful. So think about that, right? I was fortunate enough for my YouTube to become successful right away, but that's not how it happens for everyone, right? You have to learn, you have to improve, you have to get better, and you have to put yourself out there and you have to create content, right? So if you want access to the exact blueprint that I used to create an 8-figure empire in less than 18 months and go from a depressed accountant to living my dream life, we are gonna have a training right here for the first time ever where I'm pulling back the curtain and showing you the exact blueprint that I used and my students have used to go on and create 6-figure, 7-figure, and even 8-figure and beyond digital course empires. And the best part is you can do this even if you don't think you're an expert at anything. I'm going to prove to you that you are amazing at something on this training. So click the link down in the description if you're interested in building a digital course, if you're interested in having more free time to enjoy your life, travel the world, spend time with your friends and family, or if you're interested in just automating, your agent agency or your client-based business, if you're tired of working 100 hours a week and not actually being able to scale your business beyond a certain point. And so click the link down in the description. We are gonna be training you guys not only on the best social media platforms, how to grow your YouTube, how to grow your personal brand, but we're also gonna be showing you our exact step-by-step system that we use for our paid traffic. And so if you want to become a millionaire and you want to create the life of your dreams, again, last time, click the link down in the description. I'm gonna show you the exact blueprint that we used to do this in less than 18 months. And if you're interested in one of my students who made over $230,000 in less than 90 days, then click the link right here and we're gonna show you exactly how he made over $230,000 profit with his digital course in less than 90 days.
My name is Ernest Epps, and I'm a father of 4. In the last 90 days, I made $230,000 selling digital courses.